I think one of the things that I'd definitely be interested in your opinion on as well, as you say, kind of a veteran of the industry, is why you think it should be a top priority for the finance directors, the audit committees, and those involved in this area.
I mean, the really big one here is the fact that there is this enhanced liability for directors. So you've got to remember that the directors are now signing an attestation. It's them putting their name to something and saying, right, we are certifying that this is a true statement. With that comes this kind of a carrot and a stick, right? So the stick is, right, well, if you're going to say that, you'd better be sure that what you're saying is correct, because if it's not, there's a whole set of criminal and civil liabilities that accrue to the directors. And in particular, there is something called the malice and clawback provisions, which sounds sounds very scary. I mean, actually, it's something that has been in place in the financial services industry for many years. So if you are a PRA regulated entity, you will be aware of malice and clawback provisions. Essentially, it's a set of provisions that say if you as a director have not acted in the way that you should have done, or you've made a misrepresentation, then the regulator can basically adjust your remuneration, for the next couple of years. So they might decide that actually you don't deserve what you're being paid, you need to be paid less. And they can also claw back any remuneration you've had for the last couple of years, right? So they might decide, you know what, you've behaved in a way which is so at odds with what we were trying to achieve, or the spirit of what we're trying to achieve, that you now need to forfeit. And by remuneration, they mean everything. So it's salary, it's bonus, it's dividends, it's whatever money you've taken out of the business, they could get you to pay that back into the business, right? So, when I said this is the biggest change that I've seen in 30, this is why, right? Because this is a huge change in the way that the liability of directors is sort of thought about. And like I said, if you're a financial services business and you're regulated by the PRA, the directors and senior managers will have been subject to a malice and clawback regime anyway for the last few years. But this is the first time it's, if you're not in that industry, suddenly you're going to be seeing this provision. So that's why it's really important for directors. And then the government are also saying, hey, look, audit committees have a role to play here. And so what they're going to be saying is audit committees will be held to a higher degree of accountability by this new regulatory body, by ARGA. And they will have the power to actually apply some of the same sort of fines, if you like, or enforcement procedures to the audit committee, and force them to take more seriously their role as an audit committee in terms of scrutinising, well, what are the internal controls of the business? Are they robust? Are they reliable? Are they properly scrutinising what the directors are saying to them? So when you put those two things together, the two big shifts in I suppose the level of proactivity that the regulator is going to take in terms of really making sure that this is taken seriously. So that's why if you're a finance leader, if you're a director of one of these businesses, if you're an audit committee, this has to be top of your list of things that you're focused on.